Welcome to Peep This Out Reviews with Ian K. Stay frosty. What's going on, everybody? It's Ian K, creator, producer, and host of Peep This Out Reviews here on YouTube. Welcome, 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 one and all, to the Friday night live stream for February 18th, guys. It is really going quick this month. Any minute now, everyone's going to be filing in here. Let's make sure everyone is in effect here. Give me that thumbs up. Let me know you can hear me okay and see me okay. Bus jumping in with the first super chat donation right away in the very beginning. Hello, Friday night chat. Hello, Ian. Tonight is a Donut Man night. You know, it feels like that right now. I got to be honest for you. It really does. Bus, again, thank you so much. You're jumping on over there. And of course, you'll be down below as you're seeing yourself there as well. Welcome, one and all, guys. It is great to see everybody here. We got plenty of thumbs up jumping into the chat here as well. Very, very nice. Scott Messerschmidt, thanks so much for jumping on. Great to see you guys on here. Trav tries in effect as well. What it do, Trav? Doing it big as always. All right, let me shoot up to the very top over here. And let's see who we've got in effect here. Annette Cervantes jumping in number one, just under the wire there. Erna coming up right behind very closely. Erna 785, welcome, welcome, welcome. Lord Darkside, Randy Molina, Min Lee, Dante Reed. Care Bear, what's going on? Thanks so much for jumping on. Drew's Food Reviews. Let's see here. Lord Darkside. Jumping. Carl Broussard in effect as well. Thanks so much for jumping on. Great to see everybody here. A lot of my day ones in here. Tiffany Shields in effect as well, too. Great to see everybody. Hopefully you had a great week and looking forward to a great weekend for sure. Peace Easy 2019. United We Die 2050. There you go. That's a long name right there. Great to see everybody here, guys. Great to see everybody. And again, like I said at the top of this one here, it is going so quick right now for this month. Next thing you know, we're going to be into March, talking about March Madness, talking about St. Patty's Day, all that stuff. It's going very quick already. So we'll have to see here. Dante Reed, haven't seen Moonfall yet, but I definitely plan to. Michael Domeyer, welcome, welcome, welcome. Man, it is great to see all of you guys. Always. I look forward to this every week. Cristobal, thank you so much for jumping on here as well. Hey, family. Hello to everyone from Scott Messerschmidt here as well. Stay frosty indeed, Cristobal. Hopefully you guys are staying toasty if you're in a very cold environment, a.k.a. Michael Domeyer, I have a feeling, back east. And again, shout out to Buzz7332 again for this first super chat donation of the night. Should you guys wish to do that, of course, the segue in, you'll find a multitude of ways to do that down below in the description box below, as well as the first pinned comment if you're catching this on the replay, which is actually going to be airing on Sunday, the 20th, because we have a regular review. I'm trying to catch up with all this content that I have. You'll have another one coming tomorrow, and we'll get into what was actually this past week as well in just a minute. But all that information down below, either in the description box or in the first pinned comment. Just keep in mind, anything that you do within YouTube, they take, I think, like 30% of whatever that is as well. So there's other ways to do it should you wish to go around that. But thank you so much for that. Buzz7332, as always, I'm a one-man show. I really greatly appreciate it. Donut Man does sound pretty good, I do have to admit. To my sister who may be watching here, jumping in, not letting herself be known just yet. Noel, love you, big hugs as always. It's been a very trying week, probably one of the most emotional weeks yet. And I am so looking forward to just zoning out to doing this right now. I got to tell you, it's really going to be a lot of fun tonight. John Hendren, thank you so much. Super chatting as well. Jumping in here is with the second one of the night. So Jesse is studying for the Wheel of Fortune tryout. Cool. Shout outs to Jesse for going on the game show. That's awesome. I think I was reading there was like 3 consecutive nights where people went over like 100 grand or something like that. And I think Pat Sajak walked off the stage, I was reading. But man, that's awesome. Congratulations for that. Good luck with that as well too there. So shout outs to you, John Hendren, as well too. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Let's see here. But anyway, yes, a very long, very stressful week, but a lot of fun stuff going on naturally here on the channel. As always, I just love being able to create and just to kind of forget all that stuff. But I'm having a rough go this week. So is my sister. But it is what it is. So there are more good times than bad, and there'll always be brighter days and compared to not, you know, the usual stuff I tell you guys. We all have our ups and downs. Let's see. Trav Tries in effect jumping in here as well. Another awesome content creator here on the platform. Drew's Food Reviews in effect as well. We'll see a few others hopefully that will pop in there and make themselves known. Great to see you guys as well too. Thank you so much for joining the fun tonight. Appreciate Annette shouting out my handle over on IG. Peep This Out Reviews. Thank you. Let's see. Man, nice galaxy background. Yes, I'm always trying to give you a little bit of a visual pop whenever we do this stuff. So good times, definitely good times. I may actually kind of widen things out and kind of get rid of some of the clutter. We'll figure out things as we go, but this has been working for a little bit. Dante, the festivals are coming back this year. Yes, everything seems to be kind of returning back as we're kind of living with things. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens as we go. Sabres fan, what's going on? What it be, what it do? No stealth camping for you, Ian Rock. It's all good. It's all good. Latanya, hi peeps. I want to say Wachowski. That looks like one of the Wachowski brothers, possibly, for the Matrix. I'm not going to try and butcher that last name there, Latanya, but thank you so much for jumping on. I appreciate you. All right. Drew's Food Reviews. Hope you're doing good this weekend. Well, you already know the deal with that, but you know what? I'm trying to keep myself distracted with plenty of content as usual, so I'm definitely planning on that. James Morrison, thank you. I appreciate the super chat donation. Let's see here. Jumping in here. You should do a showcase vid of See's Candy. I'm going to take that under advisement for maybe something that may be better around the holiday time, to be honest. Like Christmas time, whenever they have like the pop-ups, and naturally we have some places that have See's Candy. That would be something to look into, just to kind of maybe spread it out. And it would be fun to do here on live stream with you guys. I mean, any excuse to kind of eat chocolates, I guess. That would be something there. All right. Let's see here. Getting caught up. Philly Feet, what it do? What it do? Thanks so much for jumping on. Subtegral, I'm not really here, but it's all good because you are. Thank you so much for joining, my friend. Christine Nguyen, how you doing? Well, hanging in there. Definitely hanging in there. I'm glad to be on here with you guys for sure. Yes, Tiffany, I do like the arcade one-ups. I have no room for any of those. But Mi Familia, my cousin-in-law, actually has a lot of cool things along those lines. Naturally, he builds his own. So they're very, very awesome. Mr. Jimmy, we'll see if he jumps in tonight. We can maybe ask him. You guys should actually hear in the chat if you see him. Dom's World, what it do, man? Thanks so much for jumping on. Sebasti, good evening. Kay, what's happening? I'm just glad to be on here with you guys. We're going to have some fun stuff tonight. Take a look at something. We'll review something I've been wanting to do for a while that I finally found, thankfully. Looking forward to doing this. Min, Little Caesar's new Batman Calzone is limited time. Yes, I believe till like the end of March-ish time frame, give or take, because they're doing those free posters every week, which I didn't get a chance to do because I filmed mine a little bit ahead of time, so I didn't get any of the goodies with that. But I would like to go and get like a little mini poster. Like every other week or every week they do something new, which is kind of cool. Christian Nguyen, have you done any Egg Slut reviews? I think there is actually one on my channel from Egg Slut, believe it or not. Take a look, Christian. Just do a quick search. Christine, just do a quick search, and you'll probably see something there. I want to say it was like a Wagyu thing or something with egg. It was something along those lines. I remember with my brother-in-law we did a while back. Enoel with the little glass up there, just kicking one back over here. I'm doing the same thing with this one here. A little warm water to keep my throat going here. That's pretty much it. Hopefully you're watching the show right now with my little nephew, my little mans we call him, little Winston, the Wonder Pup. He's such a sweet dog. Michael Domayer, it's 24 there. Wow, so not bad. We did get a lot of snow yesterday. That's crazy. That is craziness. So staying as warm as you possibly can. I think that's the order of the night or the day and then the night for you there, Michael. But it's craziness. Latanya, didn't like the Wendy's hot honey chicken sandwich. Wow, there's some good stuff on that one there. There's actually a breakfast biscuit variation of that as well. Wink, wink. Good times with that. Good times. Let's see. 911 Scene Observer. What it do from Monterey Park? Cool. Thanks so much for jumping on. I used to live there off of Inez Avenue and Newmark. Very close to that area, to be honest. Right in that very corner complex that was right there. Very, very long time ago. Sebasti is talking to Annette. We got Drew. Yes, rough week here too. Man, everyone's going through something. I'm telling you. As long as we're just trying to keep it going, keep it as positive as we possibly can. I'm sending you guys all the love out in the world, and I appreciate you guys doing the same. Positivity across the board. It was a very fun Super Bowl weekend, let me just say. We definitely just rocked. The game rocked. I mean, completely rocked. I got my pizza. I got a Philly cheesesteak pizza, which was from Domino's. We had a whole bunch of other stuff. Just enjoyed myself. It was just munching down. We had Fritos pie. We had all kinds of stuff. My sister actually, in this massive air fryer, made tortilla chips that weren't fried at all. We basically cut up tortillas in like shapes naturally, in little triangles, and put them on the screen, sprayed down on top with tin foil naturally, and then basically cooked all the chips air fried for like 8 minutes to make a batch. And it was the most bombest chip I think I have ever had, with like a 7-layer dip situation. We had pulled pork. It was a crazy day. So definitely trying to put on some little quality pounds right there, because I'm feeling a little anemic, so to speak. So it was a good time. Definitely a good time. Hopefully you guys had a good time as well. The Rams definitely lit it up. It was an excellent game. Maybe you guys can answer a question for me, because the last 25, 30 seconds, it's like they just gave up at the end and they just let the clock run. I thought they had at least one more play or two more plays to try to get within field goal range to try and at least do something with that. I don't understand why they let it go. I couldn't find anyone that was actually talking about that at all. It was strange, but I just figured, like, we got to this far into the game, and what happened to that last 25, 30 seconds? It made no sense to me. And I'm like, why am I not understanding what happened here? But, you know, it is what it is. It was a good time, though. It was definitely a good time for sure. And of course, I had the Wonder Pup on my lap the whole time, and it was just, it was fun to kind of just zone out and watch the game for sure. Let's see here. We're going down the line. Misty Smith, what's going on? Uh-oh, here comes Miss Lady with the brand spanking new phone. Whoa, nice. Which phone did you get? Which iPhone? Which Android? Which one? Which one? Yes, the halftime show blew it off the rafters. It was, they blew the rafters off the place. I got to be honest, it was awesome. You know, I don't know about 50 Cent hanging upside down for as long as he did, like, you know, in the video, but he wasn't looking too healthy in that situation. But it was a good time. Mary J. Blige, I mean, everyone, Dr. Dre, Snoop, the usual, you know, Eminem. It was a really, really awesome show. It was just crazy to see. Like, this is where we're at right now. It was awesome. It was really awesome. It was just an entertaining afternoon, for sure. And Ed had the New York style cheese pizza, cream cheese wontons, jalapeno poppers, wings, Sorrento tortilla chips and salsa summit. Wow, that's an awesome freaking day right there, Annette. That's awesome. I'm very envious of that too. I mean, just the cheese wontons alone, I'm there. That's awesome. Min used to try Domino's Pizza, Papa John's. Let's see. Little Caesar's Pizza a couple of years ago. It's some good stuff. I'll have a lot of fun reviewing the goodies from all of those guys naturally here on the channel. And speaking of the reviews, let's just jump into this past week, because we were coming off, it was like 11 videos in 10 days or 10 videos in 11 days, something like that. It was like the longest stretch in a very long time where I was just pumping out content. I told you, like I said, I've been busy. This past week was no exception. Some good stuff there. And actually, leading off with the Flamin' Hot Cool Ranch Doritos Locos Taco, they got to do something with the names of these. They got to do something with the names of these, because it is too long to put that in a title to get all of your stuff in there. And there's no creative way to kind of make that work. Naturally, that was the way I like to do things, with emojis and stuff like that. It was fun to do. The McDonald's Land, Sea, and Land, Air, and Sea instead of the Land, Sea, and Air. I don't know why they didn't just do it the easier way, but it's Land, Air, and Sea. That was fun to put together. Again, a lot of fun to do. Where we're leading off from that. And then Nacho, and naturally, the Jack in the Box Bacon Loaded Tiny Tacos. That variation of them there. You guys may have noticed a little boo-boo with what they did with my order, and being that I knew what it tasted like to begin with, since I'd already done the previous version of it, which was just the regular Nacho Tiny Tacos, that was still fun to check out. Those toppings were luscious. They were really, really good. Then naturally, finishing out, I had that one in the hopper for a long time, actually, since we did the initial Spicy Lovers Pizza from Pizza Hut. That actually was being saved for the very end. So that's in there. So you had the Veggie Lovers, aka the Spicy Veggie, to round out that set. And then naturally finishing out the Doritos Cheesy Gordita Crunch with that one, that Flamin' Hot Cool Ranch. Again, a crazy mouthful of a title, guys. Crazy mouthful of a title. But some of my best thumbnails I think I've done in a very long time. I love looking at these. They just really just jump out. The food looks awesome, and I just love the way that it's put together. So a lot of fun putting this content together for you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you liked it, just a thumbs up over here just to confirm that I'm doing an okay job. And while you're doing that, hit the thumbs up down below as well. Let YouTube know I am doing a good job for you guys, because it's very important to get some interactivity going in there. But it was a lot of fun this past week, and then leading into this weekend, which you'll find another return of something coming tomorrow. I may or may not have hinted about it, as well as the replay for this stream that we're going to do for a review in just a little bit here as well. And then leading into next week again, the fun stuff just continues. So guys, this has been a very, very huge beginning of the year overall. And I've had a lot of fun putting it together for you guys. And hopefully you're liking it. And like I said, I'm keeping myself as distracted as possible, because mentally I am literally going insane. I'm just going to be honest with you. My sister and I were going in freaking sane with what we're dealing with right now. So it's been very difficult, but at the same time, I don't know what I would do without my sister. Sis, I love you to pieces, and it's been ridiculous, but we'll get there. We'll get there, and that's all I can really say on it. Speaking of which, Noel, air fried torts are the bomb. Okay, yeah, they are definitely. You made them amazing. It's just a little of that little butter spray or something with a 0-calorie nonstick, and a little bit of like garlic salt. That's all you need on it, and they are so addictive, so addictive. They're so good. Misty Smith, the Moto G phone is what I have. Nice, 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 nice. I think I saw Lesser was saying he had an iPhone 13 Max. Which, by the way, I saw they announced the new Galaxies this past week. I was actually just put myself in for a pre-order just to kind of see what it would be. And honestly, I'm still on the fence with it. The Ultra is really nice. With the phone that I have, I've got 12 gig of RAM. It's got everything that it does. It's completely paid off. It was paid off a few months after I got it. So I don't know if I'm really going to either jump for that one because there's nothing that's overly insane that I really want to go with. Or maybe just wait for some of the newer generation foldables, which I'm probably going to do finally. I think the next round should be pretty awesome for what's out there. The Galaxy Folds, any of those, they just look really, really great. So we'll have to see. And plus, there's no blue color, which I'm really a fan of blue. So there was no like deep, like Superman looking blue version that they had this year. So I mean, the white Ultra looks nice. The 22 Ultra looks nice, the white one. And besides, I put a case and everything on my phones anyway with these things. So I don't know. We'll have to see what happens. But a lot of great stuff this past week. Like I said, guys, it was a lot of fun. We're leading up to the Batman, which is coming out on March 4th. I can't wait. It's going to be a blast. Let's get back into the chat here and see what we've got going on. Sub just had a cold crunch wrap with onions and rice, no cheese sauce. Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad. Fine dining. Nothing says Friday night like live food reviews in chat. I appreciate that. That's awesome right there. Christine Nguyen. Do you put ranch on pizza? Once in a while. Once in a while I do. If I do Papa John's, I got to do the garlic dipping sauce. That garlic dipping sauce is the bomb. It always is. Jaime Rodriguez, Carl's Jr. Bacon Beast Burger review. Yep, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It's amazing, but just adding 2 extra slices of bacon changes the name for marketing for a burger. It's really kind of funny with Carl's Jr. and Hardee's with those there. But yes, absolutely. Ed Keaton, thanks so much for jumping on. I hope you're doing all right. Hope you're doing all right. Everything is definitely doing fine over here. Glad again to be with you. Dominique Clayton, hello, hello. There we go, going down the line. Turbo Killer 87, just wanted to come in and say, love your review, still new here, and have you ever given anything lower than a 5 out of 10? Yes, it doesn't happen too often unless something is just not made correctly, but there is a few that are peppered throughout the 13 or 1400 reviews that I have on my channel over the span of like 8+ years. It's insane to think about what we're coming up into the 9th year of being on YouTube like this, and it's really just thinking about all the content that has been created and all the experiences from the very beginning up until now, and we just keep moving forward, and it's just awesome. It's just really, really awesome. I mean, they say it's not the destination, it's the journey. That is definitely true if you're a content creator on this platform. I mean, there is no better way to look at it than you're constantly on that boat, that you're just adjusting your sails accordingly as you're doing, the ocean waves, trying to make your way. It's been very, very good. Sometimes some things work, sometimes they don't. But it's just great to have the experience because everything is like a lesson learned. So naturally you learn from it. So it's been a lot of fun there. But yes, it's good times. Definitely good times. Tiffany Shields, Mexican pizza coming back on the 19th. Yep, May 19th. Cristobal approves of pineapple pepperoni. Yes, that was a very fun situation to check out the pineapple variant of the spicy goodness. Very, very good stuff there. Absolutely. Let's see here. Get started with the review in just a second here, and then we're going to take a look at some fun stuff. As you always know, I love to share with you guys. Let's see, Misty Smith, if any of you guys have a chance in your life, go buy a Moto G phone from Walmart. It has a 4-camera lens. It's taller than the other phones, and it's the best product I've ever had. Very cool, very cool. Very nice. Let's see here. Have to try the Beast chocolate from, is that Chalor? Hopefully that's in there. Yes, I saw he came out with a line of chocolate, which is not to be, I guess everyone expected him to kind of do something else after Beast Burger. So naturally, he's always got his hands at everything, which is awesome. Have you seen it? So apparently Taco Bell has already got rid of the Flamin' Hot Cool Ranch Doritos Locos Tacos today, or at least at my location here in San Antonio. They said it was a super duper limited time thing. Wow, they're still advertising it like crazy over here. Incidentally, the Doritos Gordita Crunch that I did, I actually ordered that from one particular location, and then they said that they were, after it was paid for, I went in to get it, they said they were out of the Flamin' Hot Cool Ranch shell. And I was like, well, it didn't say that on the app. I guess it doesn't update in real time. So they said, well, we have the nacho cheese version. And as you guys may know, I've already reviewed that here in the channel. I'm like, no, that's not going to fly. So I have a double charge on my card that I'm waiting to see because it's stuck in processing just to see that there. So I ended up going to a different location and basically got it there. And that's the review that you saw on my channel currently. Let's see. Sub, Ian Sales, the 7 Seas, all eternally. We're always on this, the ocean of the motion. Emotion of the ocean. Erna, 785. Do you know Beach Boys? Kokomo, yes. Come on, pretty mom, we're going to Kokomo. That's a classic song, Erna, absolutely. Carrie Bear, I'm going to start posting more food reviews on my channel. Nice, nice, nice. Please share them here on the chat here as well once you do. Anytime, you guys are always welcome to definitely do that. You guys have more than enough, you know, permission, so to speak. I know that I guess there are some channels that have a thing about doing that in the chat, but, you know, here in the foodie community, we're one big happy family that way. You guys are more than welcome to share what you may be working on. And if anything, it kind of helps at the same time as well because people can see that, which is awesome. But Care Bear, that sounds good. That sounds really good. Annette, did you hear that Taco Bell is adding chocolate taco? Yes, I already know exactly where that is, to be honest. It's way on the other side of town. And ironically, those have been available separately for a long time. They just happen to be doing it as a promotional thing because it fits with Taco Bell naturally. But you can find those tacos, those ice cream tacos, Choco Tacos, I think they're called, pretty much available. That's not necessarily a limited thing per se, but available from Taco Bell, yes. I mean, I'm sure that will be something that we'll see, I think, in the near future, I think everywhere. But kind of funny when I saw that. It was really kind of funny. Christine Nguyen, do you know my son, Larry Nguyen? Well, I know definitely Larry in the chat if it's the same one. But I appreciate you jumping on. That's awesome. Say hello. Say hello. Let's see. Sabaz, hope everything is resolved in the net. Definitely doing nothing beats sleeping. I agree with that too. Scott Messerschmidt, I bought the chips. So I'll wait until the wife makes the tacos for sure. You know, Ortega makes a knockoff of the Doritos Locos Taco, and I think there's a Cool Ranch variation of those as well, too. I could be mistaken, though, but I have purchased the knockoff version of that in the past. I found that at Walmart a while back. It comes in like a sealed plastic type of tinfoil material on the inside when you open the box, and I think it's like in a tray, so they're protected. But I think it's like six to eight of them, I think, in there. And they kind of have like flat bottoms, so you can actually stand them up on the table and put all your toppings and stuff. So pretty interesting with that. Pretty interesting with that. Erna, jumping in with the super chat donation again. What do you think about what do you think about that I can't live without 80s? Well, I know you love the 80s, and I definitely love a lot of the music from the 80s, and I appreciate all of the familiarity that you're putting out there in the chat with it too. So I couldn't say for sure. But hey, you know what? We all have our hobbies. We have the things that we enjoy, the things that we love, and I'm definitely down with that, especially there. Again, Erna jumping up over here down below in there as well too. So let's see here. Yes, the Choco Tacos, Cristobal. That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. Let's see. Chrissy, you might work nights now. Oh, Misty Smith. What phone do you currently have? I currently have the Galaxy S20 Plus from a couple of years ago. This thing gets the job done. It's what I film my content with, actually, and I use a different camera to film food close-ups and things like that when I'm outside. But definitely it's my main go-to, my main driver for now. So unless anything changes drastically in the newer age of stuff like front-facing stabilization, which I'm kind of looking for, there's really no need to rush to go, out there because everything is still going to look exactly the same the way I film it. So, we'll have to see there. But I love the Galaxy line of phones. I've had Galaxies my whole life with the exception, well, for Android anyway, in the very beginning, when I used to work for a wireless carrier for many years. But naturally, the Galaxy line for Samsung, I love TouchWiz, I love the interface, I love everything about just the product, and it's matured so much now that it's like the standard for Android for me, and I love it every time. So a huge fan of the Galaxy line. I've had the Galaxy, and didn't have the original Galaxy that came out, the Galaxy S. I had the 2, the 3, the 4. I went to a Galaxy Note for a little while, and then went to the 7, and then stuck on... I think after the 7, I actually moved over to the 9, Galaxy S9, the 9 Plus actually, and then jumped over to the S20 because then they changed from like 10 series, they jumped to 20. That should have been like, they had a Galaxy S10, and then 11 is actually the 20, basically, is what the whole redoing of everything. So a huge fan of it. And yes, I love Android because it's pretty much, it's like the internet itself without being in a walled garden. Apple iPhone for me is kind of like AOL, like back in the day, where it's like it's the internet, but it's a very select group of the internet where it's like you're enclosed. You can only do so much. You can't really do things, you know, entrepreneurial, so to speak, with Apple as you could with Android. There are so many different applications. Android's more versatile. There's a little bit more that you can do hackable wise. And there's just in general just a better experience that I feel anyway. I don't really like the iPhone environment, and I just think it's just not intuitive enough for me. I know it's supposedly made very simple, but Android for me, at least the way the Galaxy does it, is more than sufficient. I absolutely love it. So without geeking out too much on phones, I'm a huge fan of the platform. Plus, it also integrates with everything I do with all my equipment with Mac, believe it or not, ironically, because they are based off Linux together. So it's kind of cool. So there's a lot of really good good compatibility there, even though they're different competing formats. Their base is the same with Linux, which is kind of cool. So I kind of like that. All right, so let's go down the line here. We're going to get into the review in just a second. Mr. Jimmy, mi familia, what's going on? Thanks so much for jumping on. We were just talking about arcade one-ups, and I was just mentioning how you actually build some of these things for real, so which is pretty awesome. So you may get some questions, just so you know, just to prepare you. Christine, what did Subway do to you? You never review them or visit the last Subway. I actually had Subway for most of my professional life for like the last 17 plus years before doing what I'm doing now, along with a few other things on the side. I could not stand it, to be honest, but it was the only thing available in a lot of the places that I would go. So even though I have a food review channel, there's nothing that they can come out with, even though I almost broke and did the garlic bread stuff when I saw that. That's going to make me go, I got to go check that out, because it's just a sandwich. I mean, everyone's going to make it different. Those types of things just don't do it for me. You know, just they don't interest me enough to want to do that. And considering my past history, I'm always kind of kidding around with saying, you know what, I would probably consider that as a milestone event, like 50,000 subs, 100,000 subs, you know, God willing we get there. We'll have to see what happens, you know, with that. So that's the main reason, just so you know, Christine. Tiffany still uses the Galaxy A20. Okay, cool. You know, there's plenty of support for the Galaxy line because of this new contract that they've put out there. Basically, I think there's like guaranteed support for the next 4 or 5 years is what they're doing to kind of pretty much, you know, mirror what Apple is doing. So I just got Android 12, I want to say a week and a half ago. It's pretty much just a more polished version of what already was. It just looks a little bit different, as with all these versions, you know, a few little options maybe. But it's just the same format that I know and love, so I'm okay with it. Let's see here. Drew, back when Ian ate Subway every day and pushed those wireless phones like Better Call Saul. Well, I wouldn't say, you know, push that way, but yeah, it was being part of the environment, so to speak. James Morrison, thanks so much for jumping on again, and again for the shout out for or the super chat donation as well too there again. Big shout out to Ivan Reitman. Yes, straight out. That was a very, very hard blow. Had no idea, but these things happen, they creep up on you, and it's really kind of scary to think about. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. I'm very surprised to hear that. Very surprised to hear that. But then again, we don't know what's going on in people's private lives, what they may be dealing with and going through. I think something had happened in his sleep, and that was pretty much, you know, how that happened. But very sad. I was very heartbroken to hear and read that. Naturally, I found out about that on Twitter, and I didn't think it was real, and then it became a trending thing, and it was crazy. Very crazy. Let's see. Tiffany Shields has the Outrun Arcade 1-Up. Very cool. That's a classic right there. Very cool. Have you seen what would you do for a Klondike Ice Cream Chocolate Taco Bell? I would pretty much want to make sure that those are everywhere first. That's what I would do. What would I do for them? Keep reviewing their content, so maybe they'll see it and hopefully shoot one my way, so to speak, even though it's here in LA, but it's way on the other side of town right now. Min Lee, what was your favorite menu hack from McDonald's? You know, I think just looking back on it, I'd probably want to say the surf and turf. I think that one, is just the more like, you know, I mean, it wasn't over the top, but it wasn't like, oh my God, I can't do this either. You know, I mean, kind of like the Land, Air, and Sea, which was just a huge mess at the same time. The McDouble, naturally the double cheeseburger, I should say, with the nuggets on it there was kind of like, eh. And then naturally with the Egg McMuffin with the hash brown was the laziest of them all. I think I saved that one for second to last, I think, on that one there. But I think the surf and turf, because it was a good mix of like the proteins of just having the fish fillet and then having the burger. So it wasn't bad. It really wasn't bad. All right, guys, another minute. We're going to jump into the first review, or the, well, the only review for tonight, I should say. And then we're going to take a look at something shortly after. Let's see here. Erna, how can anyone not like, you know, I appreciate that. I think even Subtegra loves you. You know, the ones who are showing the most hate indirectly, either A, they like you, B, they want to be you, and C, you're a threat, so to speak. I guess in some way, shape, or form. Something along those lines there. I don't know about any of that. I mean, I get the idea behind it, but at the same time, I appreciate I appreciate everybody here doing their thing. William K. Shank, feed me. That's awesome. I appreciate that, and the emoji as well. You're jumping in over here. I appreciate that, William. Thank you so much for jumping on. All right, we're jumping into this review. I think that's a good segue to do it right now. If you guys are ready for this review, give me a flame. Give me a flame right over here. We're going to make this one just very easy for you guys. Carl Broussard, we need to see $1 million winner from... okay, we'll see what happens here. Mortal Kombat 2 1-up from Tiffany Shields, 40th anniversary Mrs. Pac-Man. They have some cool tabletops that are coming up too. There's a lot of great content coming out from Arcade 1-up. Better quality, better looking stuff for sure. Let's see, Mr. Jimmy's waiting for the Arcade 1-up questions. He was definitely got it in there. Very nice. Okay, we're getting the flames jumping in here right now. There we go. Erna, Lord, Annette, Mr. Jimmy, Drew, Michael Domayer, William K. Shank. I appreciate that as well. Misty Smith, that's awesome. Here we go, here we go. And I think I'll just leave off with the chat, and I'll come back to Have You Seen Her, and that's where I'm going to actually go back up to, right where it says Curtis Norton says meow, right there. And I'll come back there. So if you guys can just hold your questions, anything that you want to get answered until after the review. It shouldn't be too quick, or it shouldn't be too long, I should say. It shouldn't be too quick. It's going to be a long review. All right, we'll get a sip of water. And guys, I finally found these. I can't wait to open these up right now. And considering after this last week, crazy drama, but of course some of the things that I put out this week are going to look very familiar to you, because we talked about it in one of those videos from Taco Bell, the Flamin' Hot Cool Ranch, how it was actually very cool marketing to actually have these on the shelves finally, and then to actually come out with Taco Bell doing what they do best, which is the Doritos Locos Tacos. They're really one of the biggest items on the menu ever, in addition to the nacho fries. Before the nacho fries came out, that's when everything was still all about these guys right over here. So I'm finally going to give this a go. I'm very excited. Naturally, I'm expecting to see exactly what I saw from Taco Bell's version of them. It's pretty much going to be the same thing. It's the corn chip shell. These are the corn chips, and it's dusted with Flaming Hot as well as Cool Ranch in here. So I'm very excited to give this a go. I have tried to stay away from anyone's look at this because naturally I knew that these would show up eventually. I think I'm almost a month late thanks to my local area. It is what it is. But let's just give these a go. I'm very excited to do this right now. And let's see what happens. This bag, just so you know, says $4.79, but I paid, this was like $3.50 at one of my local markets here. So heat up, cool down. I'm expecting a little bit of the goodness there from Flaming Hot as well as the Cool Ranch, which is also my one of my favorite chips too. Take a look on the inside. Looks very familiar. And again, we have a lot of boo-boo-ness here with the amount of air in the bag. And I think they have the tinfoil-like wrap on this for the bags on the inside to give you the illusion that you have a lot more. Because look at the reflection. It looks like this bag is loaded full of chips. But then once you start peeling back in the cut right here, you got nothing. But wow, it's just strong though. They are very strong. And yes, they look exactly like Taco Bell's variation of these. So let me try and give this a half contrasted shot. There you go, right over there. It doesn't have too much Flaming Hot on this one. I guess it just depends. But it's fairly dusted pretty nicely. What do you guys think? Not bad, right? Very excited to try this. I think this is going to be very familiar since I just did these reviews. Let's give it a shot, guys. The Flamin' Hot Cool Ranch Doritos Chips here on Peep This Out Reviews on live stream right now, or replay for you over the weekend. Let's try it. Yep. Slight sizzle. You know what? The Taco Bell version is actually better. I probably should have gotten a regular Doritos Locos Taco just to try it, but there was more dusting and the red was more vibrant on that compared to these. But this one is beginning to really pick up just a little bit. Cool Ranch is at the very end of it. It's not bad. It's good. I mean, it's a Doritos chip. You get crunching right away, Initially, upfront Cool Ranch is at the very end, but then the sizzle comes right in the middle. And then the Cool Ranch is there to back it up. That's actually not bad. That's actually not bad. And it's actually reminding me of how hungry I am for dinner right now. But the only thing I don't like about these sometimes is that they're not dusted evenly. So this one actually looks okay. It's kind of blown out because of the contrast right over there. But let me swing this around just so you guys can see it. My focus needs focus. But you get the point. Some are more dusted than others. Let's try this again. It's good. I can see people who like Doritos not liking this. Especially Flaming Hot and the Cool Ranch. So I like it. I mean, it's really good. I mean, it's the namesake of everything. It's bold, in-your-face flavor. But maybe it's just me. And if you guys agree with this, just throw it here in the chat and I'll catch up to it. If you think the color of the shells for the Doritos Locos Taco are already kind of dyed red, this necessarily doesn't feel like they're like that. They're more sprayed with the Flaming Hot. If you think these are sprayed more, if you think actually the Taco Bell shells are actually a little bit more like better than these, like initially, give me a taco here in the chat. Because I think that actually visually looks better. This is a lot more tortilla that you can see. But the other one was just like red throughout. I think they were just sprayed completely and then dusted. So it could be just the visual thing. But if you guys think the Taco Bell variation is better than the chips, just give me a taco here in the chat. Because I personally think that's visually, it just feels like it had more to it. Just the visual representation looked better than these. I mean, I know these are enlarged to show for the detail that's here, but when you look at them, they're sprayed. It's like they're not red chips. And I think what they really need to do with these is just make red chips. You know, I think that's what Taco Bell is doing, personally, with their shells. But they're dusting it with the Flaming Hot powder and the Cool Ranch to kind of give you that extra oomph, so to speak, you know? So I like this. It's definitely a pretty solid product. I mean, guys, it's Doritos. I'm going to give it just a solid 8. I mean, I'm not going to go above that because there's nothing earth-shattering with it. It's the familiar flavors of Flaming Hot, which I've had on a multitude of reviews here in my channel in a lot of different ways. But with the light coolness, initially that you're getting up front as you start to chew it, the burn comes in, and then the Cool Ranch comes up at the end there. So this does very well playing together nicely with this. And the chips are fairly decent. It's just visually, I would love to see just a dyed chip. I mean, I've seen a lot of like, colored tortilla chips. You know, if you've ever seen like the spicy tacos over at Jack in the Box, those are obviously, they look dyed, and they are because they're like reddish. This is more of a spray. So it's kind of a cheaper way to do it, but at the same time, it doesn't look like that. That's my only problem with that. It needs to be a little bit more consistent, but the flavor is good. It's a banging product. You guys already know, you probably inhaled a whole bunch of these on Super Bowl weekend. Shout out to the LA Rams over here, by the way. It was an awesome game. But this is definitely a solid choice. Naturally, this is going to be around for a bit. How could it not be? I mean, this is pretty much, they own these brands. Nabisco, I believe, who's putting out their Doritos, if I'm not mistaken. Or is it Frito-Lay? Frito-Lay, forgive me. They own all of these things. So naturally, this is a huge, huge win across the board for marketing. And with the lime variation of this as well, too, it's a nice little add-on because it's a very popular flavor of Doritos to go with it. So pretty nice. I like it. I like it a lot. All right. So, I told you that wasn't going to take too long, right? Not bad, not bad. Ian Gibson, what's going on? Why are you mad about the color of the chip? If it had artificial coloring, make it look more red, would it be a better chip? I think it would look like the package more, Ian. I think that's the main thing with that. Because Taco Bell, I firmly believe, and judging by the emojis I saw coming on here, it is completely red all the way around. There is nothing that show that's a corn tortilla or corn taco shell. It's completely red. So I think visually, if you're already at that one step right there, it would just kind of make it just look a little bit more deeper, a little bit more vicious looking, so to speak, because it's red in your face and it's fire. But like I said, that's good. It's really good. I just think visually, they could have done just a little bit extra considering how popular that thing is. And it's a huge Super Bowl promo with that, you know, naturally. But I liked it. Like I said, I liked it. It was pretty tasty. Good stuff. Definitely good stuff right there. All right. So jumping back to the chat over here. me see if there was anything that is jumping out before we catch up towards the very bottom. And that when I buy Flaming Hot Doritos, the chips come loaded with chili dust. So good. Oh, very cool. That just needed like a little extra layer to kind of really kind of, you know, just to cover it just a little bit, I think, you know? I think that's what it really needs. All right. Subtigro says sprayed. Yes. Lord Darkside, Min, Scott, Messerschmitt, Drew, Sharkmo sprayed. Yes, 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 yes. There you go. Misty, can you guess what my favorite type of Doritos chip is? Go ahead and guess. I'm going to say the OG nacho. The OG nacho cheese. I mean, it's classic. I mean, it really is. It really, really is. Mr. Jimmy, seriously, chips ain't cheap these days. Yes, they're not. I mean, considering what's the weight on this one here? This is, what is this? 9 1/4 ounces. And it's air. I mean, this is actually not bad. I mean, size-wise, they do give you, I guess, a decent amount. And they make it feel like it's a lot because it's kind of like to the halfway point. I just think that it could be so much more. But yes, when you're getting close to $5 before any sale, and honestly, these are always on sale. I've never seen them like a regular price where I'm spending $4.79 for this. You know, it's just they're making money on that still. It's crazy. All right. Sebastine, no big plans, nothing major, just hanging out at home with the gym. And so how about yourself? You guys are chatting away. Lord Darkside, I'm okay with modern music, Garner, listening to the 90s, 2000s, hip-hop and rap. Yes, definitely. Hip-hop in the 90s, of course, into the 2000s, Chronic, all that stuff. The rise of Snoop, all of that. That was a huge era. Tupac, all of that. Biggie Smalls. It's just not like it used to be. Now everybody just auto-tunes all those classics and they make it art. It is what it is. Oh, let's see. And that's going to be having a chili weekend as well. Cool. Oh, having a chill weekend. I thought a chili weekend. Nice. Have chili. Chili's good. Having a chill weekend as well. Going to be at IKEA tomorrow. Then maybe buying some pizza for dinner. Guys, just so you know too, since we're talking about pizza real quick, there was a thing last week that if you buy a Domino's pizza, they give you a $3 tip, which is basically something that you can use the following week to get another pizza. So running around doing all kinds of stuff today, I decided to cash in and get that earlier this afternoon. And I actually ended up, they had a takeout special for $7.99. It was a medium pizza, any of their crusts. So of course you got to get pan because pan is bomb. If you guys haven't seen my Philly cheesesteak review, that was a ridiculous situation. And it's one of my all-time favorite pizzas. That's what I had for Super Bowl Sunday. I got a medium for $7.99, 3 toppings. I chose sausage, mushroom, and banana peppers. And then it was $7.99 with the $3 back, just doing the basic math. Basically, you have $4.99. With tax, it was like $5.50 for a medium pizza. Now, it just has to be takeout or curbside delivery where, you know, you pull up along the side and they come out and bring it to you. So I went to go get it. But man, it was ridiculous. I always have my 4 because it's cut into 8 pieces, so I had 4 of them. I was extremely hungry earlier this afternoon, and it was very delicious, very fresh, very thick on the crust, and it was delicious. It was absolutely delicious. So got into that, watched a little Ozark. Today was a little bit more of a relaxing day, just trying to zone out with everything going on right now, and I know you guys can definitely relate to that. I know my sister can. And it was just really, really good stuff. But man, that pan pizza is ridiculous from Domino's. Hashtag unsponsored. I love the pan pizza from Domino's. It is so good. It's not greasy. It's not oily. It's just very wholesome, hearty. It's got that light chewiness. If I had Chewbacca's face over here, I would definitely throw that up on the screen for you. But it was just very well done. Just the right amount of toppings. It was just all of evenly cut on top of it. I probably should have taken a picture of it, but I've got half of it left in my fridge here right now. I'll probably have that over the next couple of days. I usually, whenever I get those types of pizzas, if the wifey doesn't want any of that, I'll have my main 4, and then I'll kind of take 2 pieces the next day, and then a piece every other day, after that, and then that's usually you want to get rid of it by that point, to try and make it last. But man, it was delish. So if you guys see that promo, it is a great value because if you do the $7.99 specials, you can combine the coupons, and they tell you that you can. So talk about getting literally a $5 meal deal like at Little Caesars with a drink, but you're getting a whole medium pizza with 3 toppings, pan style. It normally would have been like $12, $13, which is crazy for a medium. But if you guys see that, take it up because it is ridiculous. It really is. And yes, Shark, yes, and my sister, we actually have some pizza from a few weeks back that's in her freezer for the air fryer. It's a banging situation. Just add a little extra mozzarella cheese. Sister, if you're taking notes, I may have to swing on over this weekend. We may have to heat that up. I'll bring what I have over here, and we'll have a little pizza party. But yeah, pizza, as you guys know, it's my all-time favorite. I love pizza. You already know what it is. My cousin Sam, if you're watching this right now, shout outs and homie hugs to you. If you're recovering from back surgery, I know you've got the pizza spots all around you in Philly right now, so I envy you. I really, really wish I had some of that New York love or back east love right now in terms of that stuff. But we do have it okay on the West Coast, as you remember. But it's not nearly as good as what you have back in Philly. So huge shout outs to my cousin recovering from back surgery last week. So good times, good times. Let's see here. Mr. Jimmy, what Taco Bell needs to do is take those chips you reviewed and make it the nacho version. Think about it. Yes, I agree with that, but I've done the actual nacho version, and it's a much deeper looking color for those shells, Jimmy. I think it's just the way they do it. It's just in your head. It makes you think this is how the chips should look on their own. It shouldn't just be the fast food version. You'd expect the fast food version to be a sprayed situation like the chips in here. You'd expect that, but they actually take it one step further by giving you the coloring, by giving you the look, and the flavor is the same, but visually it just looks banging. I mean, that Cheesy Gordita Crunch nacho version that I reviewed a few months back, I love checking that out. It looks awesome. And naturally with the Flaming Hot, same thing. The red is very deep. You can see it really distinctly. And I wish they would have done that with the chips. That's what they should do. You know, if Taco Bell can do it, I mean, come on, you know, what are you gonna do? And that says, actually, Missy Smith, that's right. You're correct. My favorite chip is nacho cheese. Very cool. Ding, ding, ding. Point for Ian. Point for Ian right there. That's awesome. And that says, what Taco Bell needs to freaking do is bring the fiery tacos back and make those triple-double crunch wraps a permanent item. You know, the triple-double I'm okay with. It's fine to have the extra carb in there. But the fiery ones, those were kind of like the boo-boo tacos before they had the official Flaming Hot name, I think, in that. So technically, fiery is here. It's just known as the official name, which is Flaming Hot, I think. But I get what you're going with that. I get what you're going with that. I would rather see, personally for me, the volcano sauce, the lava sauce, the volcano goodness. I had a lot of fun. Volcano quesaritos. They had a lot of really good stuff for that. Ever since the quesarito became kind of like an exclusive online, where you can only order it online, not actually in store, they've done nothing with it. And that's unfortunate because they had a lot of good stuff they could have done, and they have up until a certain point. But maybe it was just too much to make, and they just kind of just passed on, you know, and innovating, you know, so much with it there. And I say innovating loosely because we all know Taco Bell has the main 6 or 7 items, you know, to make it what they are. And like what they do amazingly well. But it would be nice to see a little variation and see some of those things come back, kind of like the Mexican pizza in May. I think that would be cool. All right. All right, another couple of minutes. I'm going to show you guys something that I picked up to add to the collection here, which I was very surprised to see, naturally, because I didn't realize that this actually existed, because I have 2 others that are very similar. So I'll show you exactly what that's going to be in just a second here. Shark, I saw the 6 different onion options at In-N-Out. How was that? How was that set up again? Basically, you just simply say you'd like all versions of the grilled onions, basically all versions of onions available. So they have the grilled, they have the whole onions, they have the whole chopped onions, the whole grilled onions, chopped grilled onions. It's just basically all variations of the same type of thing, but they do it in different forms, basically the shapes. But they're either grilled or they're raw, and you have double versions of each, and it was a lovely situation. I got to tell you, very hard to get into finishing that, believe it or not. And believe me, I needed to seriously brush my teeth and wash my mouth out. It's a very heavy amount of onions. They literally lit it up. You know, I tried to show it as best I could in those pictures, but it was a lot of fun to try that. K-Shang, what's for supper tonight? You know, I'm not really too sure, to be honest. I mean, I'm not really super hungry. I mean, I'm hungry, but considering after for lunch today, you know, with the pizza thing, there may be something a little bit lighter. Maybe make some eggs. You know, I usually, you know, that's more often than not, that's what I'm doing, is having eggs typically. I love breakfast food. Maybe a little pancake, maybe something like that. I'm not sure. We'll have to see. Aaron Trujillo, how are you feeling? I'm doing okay now because I'm on the stream, but once this ends, it's going to be back to we're back to my thoughts and everything that's going on right now, because things are kind of crazy with the moms, and it's very unnerving at the same time. So doing okay otherwise, feeling okay, just trying to keep it together, to be honest with you. If you really want to know the truth, I'm just doing what I can to keep it together. Rough goings this past week. Dom's World, they need to bring back the nacho fries and keep them on the menu. Nacho fries are coming back with something a little bit spicy apparently very soon. So we'll see what happens with that. We'll have to see what goes on. Tiffany, the Wild Naked Chicken Champagne was delish. Wild Naked Chicken Champagne, is that the chalupa or one of those this chicken? Which one is that, Tiffany? I may oh, chalupa, there you go. Okay, it's right underneath it. Yes, I agree. Really, really fun checking out that stuff over there. Very, very cool stuff. And that never tried the volcano sauce, the lava stuff. There was really good stuff there. I think in that video I did for the quesarito, I think I had a volcano green screen effect where it was erupting or something like that on the screen. It was a lot of fun, but good stuff. Let's see, Armando, Baron Gaming, what's going on? February is the 13th year of anniversary of Hang In There Jack Super Bowl commercial. Very cool, very cool. You know, we just celebrated the 40th, I think it was February 12th. Was it February 12th, or this past week was the 40th anniversary of the introduction of He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. So of course I was all up on that. That was just hitting me right in the feels when I saw that there back in '82. I was 9 years old, guys. Okay, so that was something else to see that. Honestly, 40 years ago. It just tells you right there. If I was 9 years old, it tells you how old I'm going to be later this year, which is kind of freaky to me. It's just kind of freaky. But anyway, yes, that's very cool. Very cool. Missy Smith, by the way, this video is sponsored by Nintendo, where there's Mario games, Just Dance, and of course Mario Kart. Go to Nintendo, check it out. Nintendo, the easiest way to enjoy your day. That is too funny. That is too funny. So T-Bro, quesarito is too expensive. I think it's only like $1.99 or $2.49 here, believe it or not. And here on the West Coast, things are a little bit more expensive anyway, which I do not like at all. John Chern, ABC interview and career prep. What's going on? Just got back from Perch downtown LA. Very nice. Very nice. Very cool. Very cool. A little over a week ago, we went down to this sushi place that just opened up down over there. My wife took me to. I can't think of the name all of a sudden. It's Como or it escapes me right now. Please forgive me. But it was in downtown LA, and it was actually on my Instagram, my IG story there. Really, really good stuff. Just like a local spot that just opened up. Really, really tasty sushi. Really tasty sushi. All right, guys, let me show you guys. Let's see, Armando, have you tried Al Pastor pizza? No, but I would like to try that. That actually sounds pretty good. That, you know, and pizza of any type sounds pretty good. I got to be honest, it really does. Sean O'Connell, what did you eat during the Super Bowl? Oh, we went into that in the very beginning. Catch the replay for the full breakdown. But of course, there were actually wings were involved with that too. But obviously pizza and the Frito pie and all the rest of that stuff. It was a very, very good stuff. And fresh baked rolls, pulled pork goodies. It was really, really good stuff. Really, really good stuff. Speaking of really good stuff, guys, take a look. I didn't realize this, but apparently Masters of the Universe here for Hot Wheels has another variation. There's two other versions, the Wind Raider and the Battle Ram. Didn't realize when I was looking on Amazon, they have the Land Shark version. So just to kind of show you this version, this is actually a little Skeletor's combat vehicle, and it's actually very, very cool. Nothing on the back of this one here except just the main logos for Hot Wheels Masters of the Universe. But considering these are normally like $6, $7, give or take here, this was actually $9.99 on Amazon, so it's not readily available everywhere, so they can charge whatever they want. But the detail is pretty cool. I mean, that looks just like the vehicle, the big full-size version of it there. It just looks really, really nice. So naturally, I think when you're riding this one here, and it has like, I guess, the feet that, or the teeth that chomp down as it's doing its thing, because you can kind of see it looks like it goes up and down. But it looks just like it, and I gotta say, it looks really, really cool. So again, just a little quickie just to show you guys. Again, I love sharing these little quick Masters of the Universe editions. We're still waiting on the other figures to show up naturally because everything is on pre-order. Actually, Big Bag Toy Store, I can do a drop ship for the stuff that's already there, but I'm kind of waiting for a couple of things to make it worthwhile for the shipping. But there you go, the Land Shark. Very, very cool. Very excited to add this to the collection. So again, a little something from me to you, just to kind of have a little fun with that there. Let's see, guys, it's already 5 till already. I can't believe how quick these hours go by. It's just been a very, very long week, but a very fun week because I naturally, because I knew I was coming up with you guys here, and this is what I'm super excited about. to do these streams for you. Naturally, it helps me kind of get away from what I'm doing, as I'm distracting you guys at the same time. Randy Molina, have you watched the Super Bowl last Sunday? Yes, absolutely. Enjoyed the game. Kyle Broussard, right now I'm playing Sonic Colors Ultimate. Very cool. I'm in an aquarium park. All right, cool. There you go. Let's see, you should get the Batman. What was that there? I just saw from Armando. You should get the Batman Batmobile to watch the Batman after showing it on live. We'll have to see. I don't know. I'm not really a super fan of the Batmobile in the movie just yet. I mean, it's cool looking, I guess, in general when you see it in action, because it's an early version of Batman naturally, but we'll have to see. If you guys saw Robert Pattinson, he was on actually Jimmy Kimmel Live a couple of nights ago. It's a really good interview, and I'm super looking forward to the movie. That clip they showed was pretty awesome. Sub 449 for the Quesarito by you. Wow, crazy. Tiffany Shields, Landshark, my favorite Motu vehicle was Spydor. Yes, I'm sure we'll hopefully see that at some point for real. I'd like to see Hot Wheels do a lot of the other vehicles down the road. You know, the Dragon, the Attack Tracks thing, and there's a few different things. The Ripper that came out a while back. There's a lot that they can do for Hot Wheels. Naturally, it's Mattel, so you know they'll cross-pollinate to some degree, for sure. Scott Messerschmidt, that is a nice add-on to the collection. Yes, Dom's World, super cool. Yeah, I enjoy my Motu. You guys know I'm a huge fan of He-Man, for sure. Okay, let's see. Have you seen a Taco Bell needs to bring back the nacho fries on their own? Cool Ranch Doritos Taco, Red Spicy Shell, XXL Grilled Burrito stuff, and the Caramel Apple Empanada is out there permanently. All the stuff that they've had that, you know, once they went away, now everybody wants it all back again. I agree. Actually, right when the empanadas went away is when they pulled those. I was going to review those to try and get it in before that happened. And then next thing you know, they were done. Erner, what are your song on the Chainsmokers Closer 2016 hit? Asking for Lord from Erna. Very cool. Very, very nice. Annette, what are we saying here? The wifey probably sent you to sleep on the couch because she didn't want you to deal with your onion breath. We're all the way up talking about the onions from In-N-Out. Let's just say it was noticeable. And I was like, wow, I got to do something about this. It was a little up there. It was a little up there. It was almost to the point where I can feel a burn by not having anything. After I had finished it, I still feel like it was like my mouth was kind of burning from it. There was so many of them. But my grandmother always said onions are very good for the blood. So I had an overabundance of the good stuff for you there. So good times, definitely good times. Mr. Jimmy, I think he needs to be a brand ambassador of some sort. It's about that time you ask me. I appreciate that. I appreciate that greatly, Mr. Jimmy Mi Familia. Let's see, Lord Darkside. Ian, I got a new game today. Which one did you get? Which one did you get? Doris fan, did you like the trailer for Elvis movie coming? Yes, with Tom Hanks too, of course. That's definitely going to be cool. I think that's what he was shooting when he came down with COVID a couple of years ago, I believe. That was the movie that he was filming during that time. When everything started to get kind of crazy, now they finally finished it. So that's going to be pretty awesome there. And yes, man, I did watch a little bit of the Olympics, the mono sled, bobsledding, some of the Olympic skating as well, a little bit after the Super Bowl too. Good stuff, definitely good stuff there. SG Sports Talk channel, what's going on? Thanks so much for jumping on here. Trying to catch all of you guys here towards the very end. You guys are immortalized. Let's see, Tim Reuter, why don't you ever review Arby's? Actually, I've reviewed Arby's for years, but they closed up shop here in town. They are nowhere near to be found. So it's definitely a boo-boo situation with that. Believe me, it's pretty far away now. So considering what's come out since is nothing that's been earth-shaking, like, oh my God, I have to check it out. Stuff I'd be a little curious to try, but nothing of interest that I've seen that I really gotta get out there and check out. So to make the trip, it's just literally, it's been Jollibee actually who took over Arby's in my area. You may recognize that when I was showing some of the restaurant footage there. Noel, I met a girl today, Gilbert. Classic Revenge of the Nerds line right there. Always say that whenever we call. I met a girl today, Gilbert. Oh, it's too funny. It's too funny. All right, guys, last couple of minutes that are left over here. Let me just take a quick moment to thank each and every one of you guys greatly from the bottom of my heart. You guys definitely make the world go round. I always tell you this all the time. It's, like I said, been a very, very rough week. But like I said, looking forward to Fridays is something that I enjoy immensely, being able to do this for you guys. It really helps clear my head, keeps me level-headed naturally as I'm in between projects doing stuff, which again, you have a lot of stuff coming out this week on top of it. One of the things coming for tomorrow, and then you have this replay coming on Sunday on the 20th. So guys, all I can say right now is just whatever you're doing, just a hobby, something to kind of keep your agenda moving forward. Continue to do that. Be as positive as you possibly can. Realize that there's going to be more good days than bad, regardless of some of those days being really, really bad. And I can tell you some days are really, really bad. But at the same time, it's a matter of just keeping it in perspective and just trying to keep that together. So I'm trying to listen to my own advice also, and it's just very tough to do sometimes, but we have to just persevere, push through. Whatever you may be going through, realize that there is always going to be light at the end of the tunnel. Nothing is permanent. Everything is in motion. The ocean never stops moving. It's always fluid, as are you. And as Bruce Lee once said, be water. You know, when you see the people doing whatever they're doing, try and do it that much better and that much more ahead of the game if you think you can. Keep pushing your agenda forward and create and do what you need to do to make you as great as you can possibly be in whatever field you're in, whatever you're into. Just do it to the best of your ability, and just let the chips fall where they may. Because trust me, you're going to inspire some person, even if it's one person out there. That's a gift. That's a blessing right there. So just a little something from me to you. I appreciate you guys greatly. Again, I'm going to be here in the chat for just a little bit here until this actually times out, which is about a minute or so. So I'll try and answer whatever I can up until that point. But again, you have new content coming brand new on Saturday, 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, obviously tomorrow, which is the 19th. And then the 20th will be this review or this live stream replay as well at 12 p.m. as well, noontime. I like to do the noontime launches around lunch. It's like 3 hours ahead back east. Overseas, it depends upon where you may be, but here on the Pacific Standard Time, it works out nicely around noontime for lunch over here for me and a lot of the peeps out this way. So I appreciate you guys for jumping in, all my amazing mods, all my amazing peeps here, everyone who made themselves known. Thank you for jumping into the chat here as well. All my amazing super chatters and PayPalers, which I'll list in the description box down below. Thank you so much for your generosity and your support. As always, it means the world to me. It means, you know, literally just, it helps the channel big time. And we'll definitely do it again for the next stream. So let me jump back on over here really quick. To everyone out there right now, definitely enjoy your weekend. This is Ian K officially closing out the live stream for February 18th. It's crazy. This month is almost over, guys. We're just moving it along very quickly. And like I always say, I've got brand new content every single week here on my channel. So stay tuned for the next review coming real soon. In the meantime, stay frosty. Good times, guys. I hope you enjoy the review coming up tomorrow. It's going to be a lot of fun. And again, thank you for doing what you do, which is being amazing members of the community here on the channel. Super positive. And again, I appreciate the love and support. Seriously, it means the world to me. In light of all the craziness in the world right now, we need to stick together. We need to grow together. We just need to be the best we can possibly be, the best personal versions of ourselves we need to be every single day. So keep focusing, keep pushing your agenda forward, and stay safe, stay frosty as always. And with that, I'm jumping on over here. Again, I'm going to be here in the chat. So guys, have an amazing weekend. We'll talk soon. We'll see you in the next review. Peace. I'm out.